Hello everyone, this is yours truly, J Blue or J Blue 68, and today is December the 8th, Saturday. 2 days or 3 days after the release of the official trailer for Captain Marvel, and just a day after the release of the official trailer of Avengers Endgame. Well, just received, as of yesterday, an unofficial announcement that Marvel Studios will be working on a film based off of this comic book title, Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. And I say unofficial because it has not come from official Marvel sources yet. But from the sources that the news comes from are pretty trusted sources. So that's going to be really interesting to see. And something I'm very much looking forward to is Master of Kung Fu Shang-Chi. One of my favorite Marvel characters, and very popular in the 70s. As a character kind of paralleled the Bruce Lee fame, and also what was the TV show that came on? Kung Fu. That came on back in the 70s as well. This character has not been done yet, has never been done before, but there's been a similar character that has been done, when that was, of course, Iron Fist, which was part of the Netflix Marvel TV show, Gambit, that was recently canceled. Now, this is an actual comic book from the 70s, an original comic book from the 70s, printed, I believe, in 1974. So this is from the, I believe, the Bronze Age of comics. I have plastic glove on to handle it, and I suggest to any comic book user, or comic book reader or collector, I should say, that you always should use protective materials, especially when touching some of your classic comics, some of your old comics, some that are of pretty fair or decent value, and this definitely is one. You can see it's in grade A quality. No tears or wrinkles on it or anything like that. No, I'm not looking to sell it, but I'm handling it with care. We're going to turn a page here and actually read the insert or introduction of the character, coming from the mouth of Shang-Chi, describing himself here. Call me Shang-Chi, as my father did when he raised me and molded my mind and my body in the vacuum of his Hanan, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, or China retreat. I learned many things from my father, that my name means the rising and advancing of a spirit, that my body could be forged into a living weapon, like Iron Fist, through the discipline of Kung Fu, and that it might be used for the murder of a man called Dr. Petrie, obviously one of the enemies or antagonists of the main character Shang-Chi. Since then, I have learned that my father is Dr. Fu Manchu, the most insidiously evil man on earth, and that to honor him would bring nothing but dishonor to the spirit of my name. Stan Lee, the late great Stan Lee, presents Master of Kung Fu, and the story titled River of Death. And you can see the artwork here is very retro, but very well done. Very well done. Some of the writers here and artists of that time. Kind of turn a page here, and you can see the year here, 1974. And this is not a reprint. So, just want to show you how old a lot of these characters are. And that Marvel, they're bringing many of their characters who have existed for decades to the silver screen as well as to television. Now, the thing about it is, too, that's exciting about this character and about the potential movie is that it will actually have an entire Chinese cast. Similar to a lot of movies we've seen in the 70s, like a lot of the Godzilla films, a lot of the Bruce Lee films as well. And similar to what they did recently with Black Panther, which had, pretty much an all African American and African cast in that story, which is good to see. Truly showing diversity in their characters, in their films and television shows, which is very important. Everyone wants to see representation of themselves in some, shape, form, or format. And this, to me, is a great way of doing it. You can even see the old advertisements here. This particular person there looks like Stan Lee when he was much younger. How comics used to look back in the day. I remember going to the candy shop, on the corner candy shop, and buying comics like these when they were only 25 cents, 15 cents, so on, etc. So I just want to show you this. I'm going through my comics right now, as I'm kind of doing a pre-winter clean out and reorganization of my books. It's a beautiful cover, by the way. And again, the colors are all still there. So I'm excited about the coming of this possible film and of this character, to see what they're going to do with it. And more than likely will be officially announced at the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con, and Marvel preparing for their Phase 4 films, which will include possibly this character, the sequel to Black Panther, as well as whatever they're going to do with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I also found another classic comic right here, Vision and the Scarlet Witch. Now, what's interesting about this is they're actually talking about doing a television show based off of Vision and the Scarlet Witch, which will be portrayed by the actors who are actually in the Marvel Avengers films. And this is a story where the Scarlet Witch gives birth, or she believes she does anyway. I like that right there. Give the gift of literacy. Very important. I will be doing a video on that eventually too, because as I'm finding more and more in current day and times that illiteracy still exists in a vast amount of communities. But anyway, this video is not to put anyone down or talk about anyone when I make that comment, but that's very important. And one of the, I think, always have found one of the more fun and adventurous ways to learn to read is through comic books. And whenever I talk about comic book movies, I like to show the comic book itself. So this is a potential TV show. It's based off of a limited 12-issue series. This also is an original book, but comics actually going up during this time. As you can see, it's $1.25. Ooh, really expensive. Not really, because comics now can range anywhere between $3, $4 to $5.99 per issue. So that's just my news for today. Hope everyone is having a great and very healthy and prosperous day or evening or whatever time it is in whatever part of the world you are in. This is yours truly, J Blue. Peace, love, and hair grease. And we're staying tuned, I should say, for the Marvel Far From Home trailer, which is going to be the second Spider-Man movie for the MCU. It's supposed to be posted sometime today from Marvel Studios. That's it, y'all. Peace, love, and hair grease.